It's a Friday night Western Conference showdown in the USL Championship. Our pregame presented by KOAA News. Colorado Springs and Las Vegas clash for the 10th time here this evening. It was a stalemate the first time these two clubs met. And as it sits this evening, we take a look at the Western Conference standings. A stalemate as well on the table. Both sides with 27 points. Switchbacks with a game in hand at this point in time. Michael Watring, Chris Nurse, and our team with you here. It was a back-and-forth seesaw affair when these teams met on June 18th, each team settling for a point.
Yeah, 6 goals in this game, and if the past is anything to predict the future, it's going to be an exciting game tonight. But we know both teams are in completely different positions right now, both in different phases of form, different group of players, and as you can see from Las Vegas Lights, they're on a crazy streak of hot performances right now, so expect a different level of competition tonight.
Ronaldo Damas equalized in the 89th minute. He did miss a penalty last week. He's our player to watch, presented by Modelo. How does he bounce back tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he's bounced back. James Chambers told us he's absolutely fantastic this week in training. He missed 2 big chances last week that would have put the game to bed. They would have been up 2 or 3 goals. They would have ran out winners. He didn't score those chances, so it's going to be interesting to see how he responds tonight. Obviously, he's a top goal scorer, capable of scoring goals, putting the ball in the back of the net. He's the go-to guy. He needs to perform big tonight.
Switchbacks have dropped back-to-back, but Las Vegas is on unprecedented times as a club, unbeaten in their last 8.
Yeah, we spoke about the run of form. They're on 3 wins in their past 3 games. Only lost 1 game in their past 11. On a hot streak of form right now. I don't think anybody at the beginning of the season would have predicted that they'll be in this situation right now, but they are, and they only seem to be getting stronger game by game.
Playing great defensively as well. They have 3 straight clean sheets entering the night, and they bring in some reinforcements, some youth from Montreal on loan, Usman, Jabang, and Grayson Duty.
Yeah, Dennis Sanchez has spoke about bringing in great people alongside great players, and this is a fantastic opportunity for these 2 youngsters. Whilst they aren't established names as yet, they're obviously playing in MLS, so they're talented, and this is a great opportunity on their journey to becoming full-fledged professionals, because to be called a professional, you want to be able to start 75% of your games for 3 years, and obviously they haven't been able to accomplish that yet, but this is a great opportunity for them to get experience, to learn their trade, and let's see where they end up.
Switchbacks haven't lost at home in 112 days. They look for a 7th consecutive win. Will the Lights set a new club record with a 4th consecutive victory? Kickoff comes your way when we come back.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
Natural gas ensures that when you need to heat things up, you can, but it can also be hazardous. That's why, in the event of a natural gas leak, you need to know the 3 S's. The first one, sound. Listen for the sound of hissing or whistling. Number 2, sight. Look for dead or discolored vegetation in an otherwise green area. And number 3, smell. It's hard to miss. Be on the lookout for a pungent odor like rotten eggs. If you notice any of these signs, leave the area immediately and call 911. For more information, go to csu.org.
The moment you call McDivitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
Colorado Springs Utilities serves electric, gas, water, and wastewater. If you combine all 4 services, you're paying around 11% less than anybody else on the Front Range. Water is the only one of our 4 services where you pay more. Since we have no river systems of our own, more than 70% of our water comes from Colorado's West Slope. Colorado Springs Utilities has delivered all 4 of these services safely, reliably, and at the best value to you for the last 100 years, and we will continue to do that long into the future.
Tonight's player walkout is sponsored by Children's Hospital Colorado. The starting 11 for James Chambers looks like this, presented by Phil Long.
Yeah, not too many changes apart from Fieldberg obviously coming in. He came in towards the end of the game last week against Louisville and had some nice moments, great in possession, the ball hit the crossbar. He's dangerous on that left-hand side, but it's interesting to see if they operate in a 4-1-4-1 with Williams alone as the single pivot, or if Williams and Roche both operate and have a double pivot when they're building out.
Malik Foster out tonight with an injury. Las Vegas on the other side. Their starting 11 brought to you by Phil Long. It's Raiko Arozarena as the goalie.
And of course, Bennett is the player on this roster that's on hot form right now with 6 goals. But it's going to be interesting again. These formations have so much fluidity. They could be in a 4-2-3-1, or we could see a 4-4-2 with Noel pushing a little bit higher alongside Bennett, giving them 2 players in attack.
So just about ready to kick off here tonight. Colorado Springs have lost back-to-back matches after scoring the opening goal. They had been unbeaten in their prior 16 when hitting that mark. Well, that changed tonight as they look to defend the home pitch here in Colorado Springs. It's the Switchbacks and the All-Whites this evening. Las Vegas counters with the All-Blacks. And just about ready for kickoff here this evening between these two clubs, squaring off for the 10th time. Colorado Springs unbeaten in the last 5. 4 wins, 1 draw. Ricardo Fierro is our official tonight. 8th game as the center referee. He's given out 1 penalty and 1 red card in his first 7 matches. His whistle blows and we're underway here on a Friday evening. 2 teams tied for 5th in the West, Las Vegas and Colorado Springs. Michael Watrain, Chris Nurse, and our team watching this one with you here tonight. Las Vegas has been so dynamic of late. Defensively, they've played so well. And a foul whistled here early against Ronaldo Damas. Meanwhile, Colorado Springs went through such a strong stretch, but now they've lost 3 of their last 5.
Yeah, and again, similar to last week, they start the game very aggressively. If you remember last week's game, they had a chance to take the lead in the opening 2 minutes of the game, and that was Damas. It's going to be interesting to see how they approach tonight's game. Obviously, Foster is a huge loss for them. He got the opening goal last week. His space to exploit the space in behind defenses is always a threat, and obviously his absence is going to be missed tonight.
Colorado Springs, just 5 goals in their last 5. Haven't scored multiples in any of those matches. Christian Herrera sends it to midfield. And another foul is whistled. Tonight's Keys of the Game brought to you by Lau's Taco Shop, the official taco shop of Colorado Springs. Switchbacks, what are your keys tonight?
Yeah, we spoke about it briefly in the pre-game for Colorado Switchbacks, being able to be clinical in the final third. If they'd have been able to convert the chances that they had last week, the game would have been put to bed in the first half. They'd have been 3-0 up, and it would have been really difficult for Louisville. They're only converting 1 chance keeps the other team in the game longer than they would like, and they're unable to control the game as well as they like. So I feel like if they can be clinical with the chances they create, they are going to have a great chance of success. For Las Vegas tonight, they have to be patient in possession. This Colorado Springs defense was very impressive last week. Despite losing the game, for long stretches of the game, they were able to nullify the Louisville attack, and that's a big attack. Some strong players, and they put a lot of numbers forward. So they're going to have possession of the ball, but they need to be patient and thoughtful in their approach to the attack.
Las Vegas playing for the first time in 2 weeks. Here's Damas. Flag goes up, though, for offside.
Even though this is offside, this is the clinical in the final third that we're talking about with Damas. He doesn't need to worry about the referee's responsibility or the referee's whistle. In that situation, he just needs to make sure that he does what he's supposed to do and hits the back of the net. And if the referee doesn't blow there, it's a missed opportunity. I feel like this is where he needs to get his confidence back and get used to doing what he does well.
Tonight's injury report presented by Common Spirit Health. Look like this. Echevarria is still out. A few players out for Las Vegas that have been out for a long period of time, and Malik Foster not available this evening for James Chambers. A late decision made by the coaching staff here tonight for Switchbacks after scoring for the 3rd time this season. The team leader in assists with 4 on the year. Not available tonight for Switchbacks. So Wendy Herman takes over in his stead. Different times for a Las Vegas side. They've already surpassed last year's point total at this point, and they have their eyes set on what Charleston did a year ago when the Battery set the USL Championship record for biggest turnaround. With 14 matches to go, they can only add to their +6 from last season. And the lights as they try to qualify for the postseason for the first time in club history.
Yeah, and I think it's a good and a bad challenge that this roster was put together just 4 months ago. So for the other teams in the league,
here's a turn and a low-lining shot from Corey Bennett that just whistles wide.
For the other teams in the league, there's a level of unexpectancy. You don't know what to expect from them because the team was put together at such a last stage. Great opportunity here to take the lead in the opening 5 minutes of the game. Tight angle here. We've been challenging to score from there, but you could see the threat, the pace, the runs in behind.
Bennett second on the team with 6 goals this season. It is a long drought for Las Vegas opponents. They have not conceded in their last 364 minutes entering the night. 3 consecutive clean sheets. To put that in perspective, the 3 straight are more than they had all of a year ago.
And as we were just saying before the chance, with the roster being only put together in 4 months, it's a little bit difficult for the opponents to know what to expect. So they're kind of trying to figure out Las Vegas on the fly. And as the season progresses, I think they'll find it a little bit more challenging because that cohesion, that chemistry, that togetherness that you kind of need to go on to be a championship or a playoff winner in the end takes time. And as Dennis Sanchez has said, good things take time. Unfortunately, that's not always something that head coaches are afforded in their position. I think the average tenure for a head coach is 14 months right now. So he's actually in a good position because despite not having too much time with his team, he's managed to do a very good job. 11 games, we're only losing 1 game in that 11-game stretch. He's doing a fantastic job right now.
It's the first time in club history they've recorded 3 consecutive clean sheets. It's the second time this year that they've had 3 straight shutouts. There's a foul. Will it be any more in the end? A strong challenge through the middle.
And for me, that's all it was. For me, it was just a strong challenge. I don't think that's a foul. I think his focus is on the ball. He goes forward with aggression. He wins the ball. Of course, he does get the man also, but there's no other way for him to win the ball in this situation. I think it's a great tackle, personally.
He's the man that is slow to get up here. This injury stoppage brought to you by Common Spirit Health. Sean Smart having a chat. 20-year-old out of Clemson. Played 2 seasons with the Tigers, winning a national championship a year ago. Restart here for Las Vegas. Zach Zandy has it. He draws the foul. And it's a quick restart from the Switchbacks. Fortune leading the infraction. It's an excellent layoff here. Bodies get tangled up, and it's a foul in the end on Matt Real. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Referee's being fairly consistent in how he's calling the game so far in terms of free kicks and infringements, but what he's doing is disrupting the flow and the momentum of the game so far. In the opening 10 minutes, both teams have struggled to get the ball down and have any meaningful possession because the referee's being a little bit strict towards how he's calling the game for challenges and infringements. Hopefully that settles down over time and we get to see a little bit more free-flowing soccer.
Dennis Sanchez talked about the 2-week window that this team had for a little bit of break. The Las Vegas Raiders tipped them off to a place up in the mountains to get acclimatized for this trip, not just here, but New Mexico as well in the future. And he said that it was some hail, some rain that ended up cutting the time short, but more of a team bonding experience and maybe what he hopes to be a placebo effect entering this matchup in a place where Colorado Springs has secured 19 of a possible 27 points.
Yeah, for Dennis Sanchez, the bye week, while it's good for the players to get rest and recovery, when you're winning games, the momentum's good, the energy's good, it can kind of have a catch-22 impact on the team. In those moments, you want the games to keep coming, you want them to keep flowing because you're winning games, you're picking up points, you want that momentum to continue. But sometimes that break can kind of deflate you a little bit and take the energy and momentum away from you. So it's going to be interesting to see how they pick themselves back up today, if they're able to pick back up exactly where they left off. Obviously, they've won 3 of their past 3 games, but it's going to be a challenge tonight. Colorado Springs have won 6 of their last 6 home games. So it's going to be a big challenge to come here and win tonight.
Damas chases. Doesn't win the initial ball, tries to flick the second. Unsuccessful there, and Pinzon steps away from traffic. Noel. Nigro. Las Vegas entering the night with the longest unbeaten run and the longest winning streak in the USL Championship at this point, as we're just past the 10-minute mark here between Colorado Springs and Las Vegas. Michael Watreng and Chris Nurse with our team here, watching this one with you. Hope you're having a good night so far and ready to lock in for this one.
Bad giveaway from Smart there on the right-hand side. Was in good possession under no pressure. Turned the ball over to Colorado, and
here's Herman chasing. Damas sends Arozarena sliding to the side. Raiko's brother, Randy, was just traded from Tampa Bay to Seattle yesterday, and he'll join the Mariners for the stretch run of the Major League Baseball season. Mahoney. It was a handball, but there was an infraction prior.
Some nice footwork there from Nigro to get himself a tight situation under pressure there, and just calm and composed, willing to trust himself and his ability in possession of the ball.
The USL Summer of Soccer continues on CBS. It's surging Detroit City, led by first-year head coach Danny Dicchio, hosting newcomer Rhode Island with reigning USL Championship Player of the Year Albert Diqua on August 3rd. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Pacific on the CBS network. Long ball down the field. And so far we've seen just the one shot. That was from Corey Bennett in the 4th minute. Well, Las Vegas has had this propensity to be a super slow starting team this season. Damas. Santos.
Great position there from Zandy. Just find himself in little pockets of space all along where he can receive the ball on half turn and play forward. Just unable to play it into the spaces for Damas, and it was into his feet where he lost momentum and couldn't pick up speed to break the back line. But when they're able to find Zandy in those little pockets, that's where he's most threatening.
On that left-hand side, Fjellberg Leaves it into the middle. Zandy swings it back, and Herman the closest. It's Pinzon that takes it away.
I think it's Fortune and Ngando have to do a better job of staying closer to Zandy. He's had a couple of dangerous moments in the past couple of minutes, just picking up the ball and threading balls forward or making runs into space himself. If they allow him that time and space throughout the course of the game, it's only going to be a matter of time before he hurts them.
Las Vegas has given up 6 goals in the opening quarter hour. In fact, they're -8 goal differential in the first half this season. They've been a much stronger second half unit on the year. Well, the Switchbacks take advantage of that here in the opening 45. Interception from Speedy Williams. Santos joins, and Herman. Lanky first-year player out of North Carolina. Lacroix. Speedy Williams wants it once more in the middle. Santos the last to touch.
It was interesting when we spoke to James Chambers this week and we asked him his response to some of the chances that they missed in last week's game against Louisville and Dharma specifically, and how he responds is he defends his players to the death. So much belief and confidence in them. He seems like a head coach that players would really enjoy playing for them. Now, what he said in the change room may be different than what he said to us, but you know, he feels like he instills tons of confidence and belief in his players, and this gives them the extra motivation when they go onto the pitch. As much as they want to play for themselves and they have self-pride, they'll go that extra yard for the coach because of the belief that he instills in them and the way he manages them. I think that he displays that a lot as a head coach.
Team lost their first 5 matches of the year. You have to have that strong personality as a coach to be able to handle that and to continue this belief within your group to rise to the 5th spot in the West.
Yeah, and if you look at the goals they conceded in the past 2 games, you know, the previous game was 2, would you say, goalkeeping errors. He backed Herrera to the death. He said he's been top for us. He trusts him, he believes in him, he'll bounce back from it. Last week, maybe the substitutes that came into the game didn't give the same organization and intensity as the players that did for the first 70 minutes. He said that they're great talents, they're young players, they need a little bit of time, it's a great learning opportunity for them. His responses is always the right response in defense of the player. When he's having those individual meetings with them, I'm sure he's a little bit more blunt, a little bit more straight to it, and tells them where they need to improve and where they can be better. But I think the way he speaks about them and manages them in front of the public is spot on.
The one area that he continues to hammer, that he wants to see his team be, is more ruthless in front of the goal. Zandy is fouled. Let's see, does Nigro go in the books here? No, he does not, at least for the time being. It's a late challenge and right through the backside of Zandy.
Yeah, and this is complete contrast to the tackle that we saw earlier that was called for a free kick. There's no touch on the ball. This is all man. This is definitely a free kick. The first challenge we saw was all ball. These are 2 different contrasts. If one's a free kick, then that one has to be a yellow card.
Let's see. Nigro having a chat with Ricardo Fierro. And ultimately, it is nothing. So after being a little bit strict early, he lets Nigro escape without penalty. Fjellberg leaves it through the middle. Damas hefty on that initial touch. Rondo loses it. Fjellberg winds it up. Rosarena had it covered, but why not from Fjellberg from long range, who was the best substitute last week?
Yeah, Fjellberg, you can see he's such a gifted player in possession of the ball. Again, another player that James Chambers spoke very highly of, his mentality, his work rate, the energy that he brings to the training environment, both on and off the pitch. When he has the ball at his feet, such tight ball control, you can see he has immense quality. Last week he hit the crossbar when he came with a strike, but he's another player. If they can get him the ball in and around the 18-yard box, he has the potential to make things happen. I think one area where he can be a little bit stronger is those moments when he's transitioning to defense.
Last week it was a strong start for Colorado Springs, peppering shot attempts. They scored in the 16th minute. Today, that shot from Fjellberg was the first. Here's Zandy. Collects. Damas could have let it go. Damas trying to find space. Leaves it behind. And ultimately, Santos will want that back. Just a little bit of miscommunication. You wonder if that's Foster out there, a little bit more of a relationship with Damas, if Damas leaves that be for Armand.
Yeah, they just need to be a little bit more one-touch movement, or the opportunity to get the ball out the free and get strikes off. I think if we get to see the build-up today, again, there was a free kick or a foul as play was building up inside the box. It definitely could have been called back. I think the referee gave the advantage and play went on long enough that he wasn't going to bring it back. But I think there was some questionable defending in that build-up, to say the least.
Questionable defending is not something you've been able to use with this Lights group. No goals in each of the last 3 matches defensively. They've gone now 7 straight halves without allowing a goal. Will that continue here tonight against the Switchback side that has been strong for the entirety of the year, but scored just 5 times in the last 5.
Yeah, and I think it's often a common staple of successful teams when they're able to put together a good run of form, is the ability to keep clean sheets. Because some of those games you're going to win by just 1 goal. If you have a good foundation where you can keep clean sheets, it gives confidence to the attackers, where they know that the defense has things locked down. They can be a little bit more confident and aggressive when they're going forward.
Here's Armand. Leaves it for Santos. Circles. Chops it all the way across. Fjellberg was the closest to it, and Sean Smart takes no chances heading it out. And it is a corner kick for the first time in this match for Colorado Springs. This is a Pepsi corner. Pepsi, that's what I like. Eden Rocha heads over. 20 minutes in the books. Scoreless between Colorado Springs and Las Vegas. Michael Wattrent, Chris Nurse, and our team. It's great to have you with us tonight. Rocha sets it up. Eden Rocha twirls this ball. Back post. Real misses on it. Santos collects. Santos steps. Bends it around. It spins back out to midfield. So last week, Lou City had 14 corners. It took them until their final chance to pick out Sean Tosh for the game winner. Colorado Springs does not do anything with their first set piece.
Yeah, I think we spoke about Tosh being one of the highest scoring defenders, I think, in USL Championship history. Dying moments of the game, comes up with a big header from across to give his team all 3 points.
Sandy going to come off the field. Have some blood that he needs to get taken care of. You can see it on his jersey on that left-hand side, so they'll get him taken care of, and the Switchbacks will be with 10 on the field for the moment. Dancing around. Flipping a defender, and a little bit of spillage allows Fjellberg to sprint. After Hafferty fell over, Fjellberg swings the leg and just misses wide right. Again, showing dynamic performance in the open field.
Glimpses here of what Fjellberg's capable of. Here you see him driving. He's right-footed, so you know he wants to cut inside and get that shot off. Dips his shoulder, does well to create the space. That's not far away at all. You can see from the goalkeeper's reaction here, he's worried about this creeping into the side netting. But glimpses of Fjellberg's ability there, brilliant. Defenders have to be aware that him being an inverted winger, right-footed on that left-hand side, he's always going to want to try to cut in on that right foot to get his shots off or to slip balls in behind. So in that situation, defensively, Smart has to do a better job of showing him down the line onto his left foot where he's not going to be as dangerous.
Dennis Sanchez's biggest concern was this Colorado Springs side in the attack. Said that they were going to keep the fullbacks a little bit more connected with central defenders here tonight to try to ensure that that space doesn't open up for the Switchbacks.
Yeah, and I think that maybe they've been able to adapt tactically on the fly, because Colorado Switchbacks haven't essentially been trying to exploit space in behind like they did last week against Louisville with longer balls into space for the likes of Foster and Damas. It's been a little bit more patient in their approach in the build-up play, and they don't necessarily have that killer speed that they had on display last week. They've not necessarily used that. But given that Las Vegas Lights have done a better job of just keeping their defensive line a little bit deeper where that space isn't there to be exploited behind. So that's obviously posing a different problem for Colorado Switchbacks to have to deal with to penetrate their defense.
Two sides looking to gain separation in the standings in what has turned into a congested Western Conference table.
As you spoke about, both of these teams currently sitting on 27 points. Colorado with one game in hand that could separate them a little bit.
Herman weaves this one through. Zandy touches it forward. Damas shoots. Arozarena gets a right paw to it.
Great ball in behind here from Herman. Damas does everything right. You think you're going to think this may be over the goalkeeper. It's a tight angle, but Arozarena does phenomenal in this situation. Big save, keeps his team 0-0 tied in the game.
Las Vegas have played 3 different keepers this year. Arozarena perhaps starting to pull away in the competition for goalkeeper, and he has been solid. Has 6 clean sheets on the year of the team's 7 to date. Club record's 9 for a season.
And if there's one thing about Damas, he has an instinct or a smell or a nose for goals. He always finds himself making the right runs and in the right areas to get the opportunities. The hard part is converting those opportunities, and of course he's done that a number of times this season. But that's probably the third big chance he's had in 2 games. It was a difficult finish, a tight angle.
Las Vegas, a rare journey into the attacking third. Nigro bounces back Malik Howell.
You're thinking maybe he squares that rather than trying to beat the goalkeeper. He squares it for Zandy, but strikers have a greedy trait into them. It's important that they're greedy. It's how they get so many goals. If they passed every opportunity that they had, they wouldn't be hitting 10 and 15 goals a season. So it's important he also has that little bit of greed.
Sean Smart shoots! It beats the keeper. Christian Herrera cannot deny, and Sean Smart scores to put Las Vegas out in front 1-0.
Yeah, it's a very rough one here from Ferreira. It's good from Smart here to stay connected to it. The ball just bounces loose to him. It's in Herrera's hands. He's not in the best position for his body to back up. Should it go for his fingers, and he'll be disappointed he let this one trickle into the back of the net. Disappointing goal to concede for Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Now it's going to be interesting to see how they challenge their character. They're at home. They're now a goal behind. They now have to open up play a little bit more expansive and take the game to Las Vegas.
Sean Smart was so alert right off of that throw, catching Colorado Springs back line. Flat-footed. And Smart scores for the 2nd time this season. Offside flag here. Sean Smart had the game winner for Clemson in the national semifinal last year against West Virginia, en route to a national championship. And a timely opening goal here for a Las Vegas side that is unaccustomed to early starts.
And I want to believe that was actually Las Vegas's first shot in these opening 25 minutes. Ended up being a goal.
Arozarena made that big save against Damas moments before.
And we spoke to James Chambers in regards to Herrera, and you know, it's the same with all goalkeepers. If a striker, if Damas makes a mistake, there's still 10 players behind to back him up. If a goalkeeper makes a mistake, it ends up in a goal. So it's a position where you have to be extremely mentally strong, and you have to be able to forget quickly. If Herrera doesn't forget about that mistake quickly and dwells in it for the remainder of the game, things can only get worse. He has to have the ability to let that go very quickly and now refocus on the remainder of the game, because it's still a long time to play. And Colorado Springs can definitely get themselves back into this.
Fjellberg It's been dynamic. Chops it. That looked like it hit a hand.
I don't think it looked like. I think it did hit a hand. And the hand was way up in the air. There's no reason to say that's a natural position. I think Fjordberg definitely has a point in this situation. There's no need for Smart's hand to be all the way up there. I think it's hard to say that it's not handball.
For a second, maybe Zandy might have been in an offside position, and that was going to be the initial argument. But instead, it leads to a corner kick here, sponsored by Pepsi. Pepsi, that's what I like.
The only thing that Smart was missing there was the goalie gloves, but I think there's no denying that was definitely handball.
Rocha ships this in. Second ball now. Santos, it comes all the way through. Real leaves for Herman, and his shot attempt will end up in the bleachers.
Herman just leaning back on that, unable to get good connection to bend it into the far corner. You can see what he's trying to do, but just not well positioned to get a clean connection on the ball.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157, the new Sirius XM app. A couple giveaways, back and forth they go. Finally, Williams tames it. Zandy chops it over. Fjellberg. Fjellberg uses the left foot, and it ripples the rope for an equalizer within minutes. Jonas Fjellberg, his first goal in a Switchbacks kit, ties it at 1.
Fjellberg here repaying the manager's trust he showed in. I gave him a hard time last week about his transition to defense, but here you see his ability. Earlier we saw him cutting on his right foot and taking shots. Now he's saying, showing my left foot, I can strike on my left foot too, and that's exactly what he does. Shifts it from his right foot to his left foot and buries it into the bottom corner. Fantastic goal from Fjellberg.
Jonas Fjellberg. 12 total USL Championship goals between Indy 11 and RGV, and he hits the net. And that Switchbacks goal presented by Century Casinos, your hometown casino. Welcome to the winner's circle. And he gets rewarded with getting a starting opportunity tonight, and he rewards James Chambers for that choice.
Yeah, and I think the hardest, inverting wingers is one thing. You can see he naturally favors coming to his right foot, but he can use both feet. So now it poses a different question for Smart when he's matching up against him 1v1. If you show him to the outside, he has the capability to take you and get shots with his left foot. If you show him to inside, that's his stronger right foot. So now you don't know, there's no way you can show him that's weaker, apart from in wide situations. And in that situation, maybe you get overlapping runs from LaCroix. Fjellberg definitely has been the strongest player for Colorado Switchbacks in this opening 31 minutes.
Jonas Fjellberg nearly had the go-ahead goal last week when he hit the bar in the 81st minute, the crossbar against Lou City.
Yeah, and I asked James Chambers that the substitutions last week when they came into the game, they didn't give them the same defensive stability and coordination and cohesiveness that they displayed for 3/4 of the game. But Fjellberg's definitely been doing that so far in this game. On the offensive end, he's been very good, but you can also see that he now has the character and the willingness to get into his defensive positions also.
It's the 21st time this season that Las Vegas has given up a first half goal. That is the most in the league this year. And they hold the lead for less than 3 minutes.
And it's hard because defensively, sometimes 101 coaching is showing his weak foot. But if you're Fjellberg and you have no weak foot, where do you show him? You showed him onto his weaker foot of the two, which is the left foot, and he still finds a way to get his strike off with accuracy into the corner. In that situation, you have to get tight to him and show him completely away from goal. Try to get him facing his own goal, where even if he has the ability to use both feet, he's not as threatening as he is when he's facing forward.
Ball excellently played. Herman slams on the brakes. Nigro recovers. Zandy intercepts. Santos circles. Bends it around. Herman just a tad heavy on the touch. And now Lacroix races down the field to get it away from Bennett. And perhaps things opening up a little bit here in the final quarter hour of the first half.
Yeah, Colorado Springs just turning up the heat a little bit in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Sustaining pressure in the attacking third. Testing this Louisville Lights back line. Las Vegas Lights back line.
Sean Smart scored the opener in the 26th minute for Las Vegas. Jonas Feldberg answers in the 30th minute to tie it at 1 apiece. Michael Watrain, Chris Nurse, and our team watching this one with you here in this Western Conference bout. Smart stumbles this time around, and it trickles all the way out on the far side of the field.
That's where Colorado Springs need to be a little bit careful before Smart goes to ground there. You can see they're going to be in a 2v1 situation up against LaCroix, and that's where they're going to have the numerical advantages in those wide areas.
Damas pings it forward. Fjellberg spins against Smart. The 2 goal scorers duking it out. Now Damas on the wide side. Damas wants to join the party inside of the 18. Lacroix bounces that one in. Damas swings the leg on a volley. Rosarena pushes it away, and it trickles out.
Outrageous effort there from Damas. The ball's fired into him. He does ever so well just to control it in the first place. But then the audacity to try a left foot volley from that angle turns out to be a really good strike. And again, Rosarena comes up with a big save.
10 minutes to go before halftime. And 1-1 certainly does not seem like where this match is heading. They met about a month ago. It was 3-3 in Las Vegas. A goal kick here. Rosarena. We get a chance here to try to slow things down as these two sides tied up at 1 apiece, looking for separation in the Western Conference standings. Each team entering the night at 27 points apiece.
We spoke about, oh, great run here.
What an acceleration here through the middle from Howell. Bennett chases. Howell blew away everybody for about 35, 40 yards.
Yeah, definitely showing a different level of capability that we've not seen from many centre-backs in the league. Just picks it up there and just drives forward, breaking lines with the ball at his feet.
Colorado Springs lead now 6-2 in shots after it took nearly 20 minutes to record their first.
Of how displaying those qualities as a centre-back. Las Vegas Lights should try to utilize that weapon a little bit more. Switch the point of attack and get the ball to Howell in space and encourage him to drive forward into midfield and become an extra midfield player.
Just like this. He draws the foul on Damas.
If you have a centre-back that has that capability, which isn't common, that you have centre-backs who have the ability to drive forward at that level of speed and composure in possession of the ball, it's an extra weapon where he can join into midfield and almost become like an additional midfielder, giving them a numerical advantage. As long as he's able to be responsible and keep them in possession of the ball, it's a weapon that Las Vegas Lights could use to their advantage significantly.
The goal from Fjellberg ended a 394-minute scoreless string by Las Vegas as they concede for the first time since June 22nd when Bruno Lapa scored for Memphis in the 43rd minute. So they will not get a 4th consecutive clean sheet after tying the club record with 3 in a row. Fjellberg again sprinting, leaves it. Herman touches. Herman swings the leg. Rosarena punches it away.
Another absolutely massive save from Rosarena. I don't know how he gets his hand to this. Herman gives him the eyes and the hips at the same time. Futsal, controls it on the bottom of his foot. Acts like he's going to bend into the far corner and tries to bend into the near corner. And Rosarena reacts so well. That's a big hand, a big strong hand. Keeps that out of the back of the net. But Colorado Springs proving to be very dangerous on the counter-attack right now.
3rd save for Rosarena.
definitely has been man of the match so far for Las Vegas Lights with 3 big saves, keeping them in this game. And again, for Colorado Switchbacks, we spoke about being clinical in the final third and putting games to bed in the first half. They've had, again, 2 or 3 chances in this game, in this opening half, where they could be up 3-1. And they haven't been clinical with those chances. So, of course, the game now is still 1-1. It can go either direction. But if they were more clinical in the final third, this game is game, set and match. But you have to give Rosarena credit. He's come up massive on 3 occasions in his first half.
Those are the words of James Chambers, said that they need a different mentality and mindset to score goals. And finding that clinical, ruthless finish.
Whether it's the rebound, whether it's just somebody making a late run for the ball to be squared back for the tap-in, they need to find a way to convert these good opportunities that they have in the first half of games.
And will it happen in the final 6 minutes plus stoppage time of the first half? Tied at 1 apiece. These 2 sides have clashed 9 times entering the night. Each side had scored 17 goals in that window. Las Vegas has not recorded a win against Switchbacks since 2019. That was a 3-1 win here at Winder Field when Irvin Parra had a brace.
And if we look at why it's important that Colorado Springs tried to kill off the game in the first half, game management is probably something that's lacking a little bit in this team in how they see out the games, how they finish off those last 15 minutes of games. They've been conceding late goals, and with young players, that lack of experience can sometimes bite you in the back towards the end of the game. So if they're able to give themselves a little bit of a cushion in the opening phase of the games, while these young players are still learning their trade and getting experience, understanding how to manage games, they're going to have a little bit of a cushion for those mistakes that they're encountering. But right now, they're learning hard lessons, unfortunately, and it's costing them points and it's costing them games.
Yeah, they've conceded 6 times after the 85th minute this year, and they've lost back-to-back games when conceding or when scoring first. Tonight they conceded first. Bounce back to equalize. And with a few minutes to go here in the first half, we sit tied at 1 apiece between Switchbacks and Lights.
And having won 6 of their last 6 home games, this should give Colorado Springs just a little bit more confidence in the game. It's their home field. They want to make it a fortress. They have that familiarity with the surface, the surroundings. It does give the home team that little bit of an extra edge, and it does place a little bit more expectation on them when they are home to be able to use that to their advantage.
Winners of 6 in a row here on the home pitch, unbeaten in 7 straight. Nigro punches this ball through it, swings back, Pinzon shuffles this ball into the 3rd row.
Some great one-touch play there. Trying to see who it was there with that layoff. Beautiful first-time layoff there for Pinzon.
Sandy has contributed to goals in 4 straight matches. 2 goals, 2 assists in that window. Fjellberg has the goal tonight. Tries to carve out space. Speedy Williams has plenty of that. And Speedy Williams gives it a go, and Rosarena makes that look easy.
Not the best strike there from Williams. Had a little bit more time than he realized. That's not an area they want to afford him too much space on a consistent basis. Still been very impressive, Fjellberg's first half in today's game. I think he's been responsible in possession. He's been good in his 1v1 battles. Obviously, he's taken his chances. He's tracking back defensively.
Coleman Gannon, one of his few touches in this first half. The youngster finds space. Gannon fires wide left.
Yeah, I was just looking at the numbers there. It was 6 Colorado defenders up against the 3 Las Vegas Lights. Gannon did exceptionally well to get a shot off there. I think that's where Colorado have to challenge themselves a little bit better to not allow him the time and space to get these shots off when they have 6 players, double the amount of defenders as they do attackers in that situation. Midfielders got to do a better job of getting closer and tighter and putting pressure on the ball and not allow him to get the shot off in the first place.
Fjellberg moves it through the middle. Zandy gives it right back to Fjellberg. Stops on a dime, shuffles it back. Zandy a low shot. Arozarena punches it away. Damas another go. Santos hits it off of Nigro, scrambling to defend Las Vegas.
Nah, they got to put 2 or 3 goalie gloves on this team right now. I'm convinced there has to be a handball from Nigro.
Santos in again. Zandy too strong on the first opportunity. In a mad scramble, Las Vegas trying to clear this ball out. King zone will get a throw.
Again, when you look back on this, this starts from some great footwork from Fjellberg. Roasting smart over here. Then gives a nice layoff to Zandy. Ball's ricocheting around Damas. Oh, I think it's a good block. I take it back. Great block there from Nigro.
At least you can admit.
Puts his body on the line there.
But yet again, another dynamic chance for the Switchbacks at the end of a half. Looking for a second. Zandy gets tumbled. The foul is whistled this time around. Dre Fortune, the veteran of Trinidad and Tobago, commits the foul. And here comes Colorado Springs with a chance on a set piece in a dangerous location. Free kick scoring opportunity brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS has more information.
Fjellberg's been fun to watch in this first half. He has a little bit of everything, a little bit of flair, a little bit of tenacity, quality on the ball. The question mark or the challenge to him, can he sustain that for 90 minutes and can he do it week after week? I think if he does, you have a budding USL All-Star there.
It'll be Santos or Herman. 1 minute of stoppage time brought to you by the TikTok shop. Herman punches this ball in. The header from Real ends up wide, and he'll want another go at that. 3 unmarked Switchbacks in the mix.
Yeah, not beating the same drum. If you saw what Soren Tosh did to you last week, this is the opportunity you have to convert. You have to put that opportunity into the back of the net. There's nobody marking you. It's poor defending from Las Vegas, to be fair. All alone, it's a great delivery from Herman. Just needs a much better header there. And you're going into half-time 2-1 in the lead. And this is the difference between controlling the game because you put your chances away and always allowing the team to still be in the game. Going into half-time, they could be well and truly out of this game, Las Vegas, if Colorado Springs are able to take their chances.
Yellow card has been issued. This caution sponsored by Diversus Health. Mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. Jonas Fjellberg picks up the yellow card.
And this is the work that I gave him a hard time for not doing last week. You can see he's having the defensive intensity, he's making his defensive runs, but he's been phenomenal in attacking his own in his opening 45 minutes. Colorado Springs should be in the lead in this game. They go into halftime tied 1-1.
What an entertaining night it has been so far here in Colorado Springs. The Switchbacks turned up the dial at the end of the first half. They get the equalizer, but we sit at 1-1 after the opening 45 minutes of play. These two teams played a seesaw affair 5 weeks ago, and here tonight it is brewing to be yet another good go here this evening. Smart scored the opener in the 26th. Fjellberg finds the response in the 30th. It's 1 apiece here at halftime. Stick with us, plenty more to come during our halftime show. 1-1 between Switchbacks and Las Vegas.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at McDivittLaw.com.
McDivitt.
Natural gas ensures that when you need to heat things up, you can, but it can also be hazardous. That's why, in the event of a natural gas leak, you need to know the 3 S's. The first one, sound. Listen for the sound of hissing or whistling. Number 2, sight. Look for dead or discolored vegetation in an otherwise green area. And number 3, smell. It's hard to miss. Be on the lookout for a pungent odor like rotten eggs. If you notice any of these signs, leave the area immediately and call 911. For more information, go to csu.org.
The moment you call McDevitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
Colorado Springs Utilities serves electric, gas, water, and wastewater. If you combine all 4 services, you're paying around 11% less than anybody else on the Front Range. Water is the only one of our 4 services where you pay more. Since we have no river systems of our own, more than 70% of our water comes from Colorado's West Slope. Colorado Springs Utilities has delivered all 4 of these services safely, reliably, and at the best value to you for the last 100 years, and we will continue to do that long into the future.
Our halftime report tonight sponsored by KOAA News 5, and it's Colorado Springs 1 and Las Vegas 1 after 45 minutes of play here in the 10th meeting between the 2 clubs. Tonight's honorary healthcare professional of the match is Tiffany Baca. She is an RN at Penrose. Thank you all for everything you've done to help our community. The healthcare professional of the match is sponsored by Olson Plumbing and Heating. We're tied at 1 apiece between Colorado Springs and Las Vegas. When we come back, we take a look around the rest of the USL. That's when we return here in a moment.
Looking for an exciting night out, chock full of fun for the whole family? Come and check out all the buzz of downtown Weiner Field and enjoy the electrifying atmosphere from the soccer on the pitch to the fireworks in the sky. You've always got something to look forward to, from our various concessions and club spaces to our promotions and giveaways. Be a part of the excitement today. Get your tickets now at switchbacksfc.com.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes when we walk past. Running every night, I won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
It would take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2.
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
What a moment.
Touchdown by Rodriguez. Going for goal. It's Morris, and it's in. Detroit City's ahead.
A bit of space as well. He'll have a go from distance. Oh, what a goal!
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at mcdivittlaw.com.
McDivitt.
It's halftime here in Colorado Springs, and it has been a solid start to this matchup as Switchbacks and Las Vegas deadlocked at 1 apiece. Looking at things around the league, Charleston continued their hot run, 6 in a row unbeaten. Nathan Dos Santos and Nick Marcanic score in the opening 25 minutes. Zach Ryan gets one back in the 79th, but it's the Battery upending Loudon 2-1. Scoreless in the other two matches tonight. Hartford and Phoenix played earlier. That game is final, 0-0 in that one. And 67th minute between FC Tulsa and Indy 11. No score in that match either. And tomorrow, a few good games coming up as well as Pittsburgh looks to continue its hot run of goal scoring against Loudon. And that game will be at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Other matches to look forward to tomorrow. You have Blue City and Monterey Bay. That'll be a solid matchup. Memphis and San Antonio. Everybody will keep their eyes on the Western Conference matchups. Tampa Bay and Charleston should be a good matchup as well. And New Mexico will try to stay atop the league standings against the team at the bottom of the Western Conference in El Paso. USL Summer of Soccer continuing along here. Plenty of matches. Detroit City on 3 times. Pittsburgh a couple times as well. And we get a look at Sacramento 3 times. Those matches on either CBS Sports Network, CBS, or ESPN2 as the USL Summer of Soccer continues to roll along with great matches from now until mid-August. Colorado Springs' upcoming schedule looks like this. A couple road trips to the East Coast after hosting Phoenix next week. They'll go to North Carolina and then Pittsburgh, and then back at home for what should be a really good stretch there with New Mexico and Memphis trying to get those points to see if they can do what James Chambers asked and have them jump the table and get to the top and take that next step in their evolution. We sit at halftime right now. It's 1 apiece between Colorado Springs and Las Vegas. When we come back, it's the highlights, the stats, and the second half kick when we return here to Colorado Springs.
Injured in a crash? Get McDivitt and you get a firm dedicated to every single detail of your case.
We have the knowledge and resources to investigate the crash and your insurance company's small print.
Details matter. That's why we dive deep into every aspect of your case. This gives us the firepower we need to make the insurance company pay you the money you deserve.
We never ask you to pay a penny until we get you max money for your injuries.
Online at mcdivittlaw.com.
McDivitt.
Natural gas ensures that when you need to heat things up, you can, but it can also be hazardous. That's why, in the event of a natural gas leak, you need to know the 3 S's. The first one, sound. Listen for the sound of hissing or whistling. Number 2, sight. Look for dead or discolored vegetation in an otherwise green area. And number 3, smell. It's hard to miss. Be on the lookout for a pungent odor like rotten eggs. If you notice any of these signs, leave the area immediately and call 911. For more information, go to csu.org.
The moment you call McDivitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
Colorado Springs Utilities serves electric, gas, water, and wastewater. If you combine all 4 services, you're paying around 11% less than anybody else on the Front Range. Water is the only one of our 4 services where you pay more. Since we have no river systems of our own, more than 70% of our water comes from Colorado's West Slope. Colorado Springs Utilities has delivered all 4 of these services safely, reliably, and at the best value to you for the last 100 years, and we will continue to do that long into the future.
Time to one apiece here at halftime. Brought to you by KOAA News 5. Michael and Chris back with you as we look back at the opening 45 minutes that featured a good deal of scoring chances, but it was an alert play from Sean Smart that got us rolling in the 26th minute.
Great run in here from Smart. He gets a little bit of lucky here with the deflection. The ball bubbles around into his path. Goalkeeper gives him a little bit of gift there. I think Carrera will be a little bit disappointed with that, but nonetheless, Smart gave Las Vegas Lights the lead.
Our halftime highlights brought to you by Broadmoor Cryotherapy. Second goal of the season for the first-year pro out of Clemson to start the scoring, but it would only last for a few minutes. Jonas Fjellberg was so dangerous on so many occasions, and he gets rewarded.
Yeah, Fjellberg has had an exceptional first half, has shots cutting in on his right foot. On this occasion, shimmies to his right foot, draws it back onto his left foot. Accuracy, places it into the bottom-hand corner. Pass to Rosarena, who's also been very good in this first half, to give the equalizing goal to Colorado Springs.
How about this moment at the end of the first half? Herman has his shot denied by Rosarena.
Again, Fjellberg with the assist here to Herman. Rolls it with the bottom of his foot, composes himself, gives the hips and the eyes to Rosarena, but no fooling him. Comes up with a massive save with a big hand. Keep the scores level.
And what a wild moment this was. Everybody had a hand in stopping this ball.
Again, Fjellberg, the attack starts with Fjellberg. Dharma's save. Another big save. I thought this was hands, but it's actually a great block here from the Las Vegas Lights defender.
It was Nigro that gets a piece of the ending moment here. And that is how we sit. Look at the shot attempts. Voluminous for Colorado Springs, but just the one goal. Michael Rosarena with 6 saves in that first half, one shy of a season high so far.
Yeah, and normally when a team is not having the better of the possession, as in this case, Las Vegas Lights have had the better possession over Colorado Switchbacks, they normally have the better of the stats in terms of shots on target and chances created. But Colorado Springs, my personal opinion is that when they don't have the better of the possession, they actually play better. As you can see, significantly more shots on target, and significantly more final third entries and touches inside the opposition's box. Right now, Colorado Springs has 21 touches inside of the attacking box, and compared to Las Vegas Lights, 5 touches inside of the attacker's box. But as you can see, we're leveled 1-1, despite the disparity in where the possession has been and the chances created.
Las Vegas had not given up a goal in 393 minutes until Fjellberg scored in the 30th minute. How does the second half play out here tonight? Las Vegas having won 3 in a row to tie a club record. They've never won 4 straight in the history of the club. Unbeaten in 8 in a row, the longest string in the USL Championship entering the night. And as it sits right now, 1 apiece. Colorado Springs unbeaten in 7 straight at home. Haven't lost here since April 6th.
And if you're doing a comparison of these two teams, you know, Bennett has had a fairly quiet first half for Las Vegas Lights, but Zandy has been attacking. He's been dangerous in the attack for Colorado Switchbacks. Damas has been dangerous in the attack for Colorado Switchbacks. Zandy's been dangerous in the attack for Colorado Switchbacks, along with Huerman. All of them had good opportunities or good plays in the final third. On the other hand, for Las Vegas Lights, yes, Smart got the goal, but it's been fairly quiet for Pinzon, Noel, Gannon, Bennett. They've not really been that involved in the game so far, so it's going to be interesting to see what tactical changes are made by Dennis Sanchez to try and get these guys on the ball a little bit more in the attacking third.
Second half underway. This is where Las Vegas have thrived this season. They've scored 9 times in the first 20 minutes of the second half. How will their growth be showcased here tonight? Will it be the Switchbacks that get back to their goal-scoring ways?
Yeah, Smart's going to be interesting to see how he does up against Fjellberg. Fjellberg had him on toast in that first half.
Here he is, throwing it over. Zandy tries to win possession away. Of quartet of Las Vegas defenders intervene, and Fortune plays it back for Rosarena. Michael Wattrain, Chris Nurse, and our team, thanks for tuning in here this evening for this matchup in the Western Conference. Two teams that were on level points entering the night. Level on the scoreboard through 45. There's a foul whistle. He had just one yellow card, and that was Jonas Fjellberg.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty, after watching the first half, it's pretty interesting to know why Fjellberg doesn't start games more frequently. With what he's displayed in the opening half of this game, he's a player that you want on the pitch for every minute of every game. And I think if the head coach isn't doing that, then maybe there's a lack of consistency there that's causing him to do that. But the level of ability and talent that he has when he has possession of the ball, if he's able to put the whole package together, I don't think there's going to be many games where the head coach doesn't want to start him this season.
Damas does not win the race here. Malik Howell does so. And pressure continuing to amplify. Herman chops it to the wide side. Circling Santos, slings it in. A Rosarena with Damas salivating behind him, catches the ball. Rosarena, of the players with 40 saves, there's 12 of them in the league this year. He has the fewest games played of any of those players. He's seen a lot of action this season. He's rung the bell so far tonight. Eerily similar tale to this one as last week, with Colorado Springs controlling a good chunk of the game in the first half, getting chances, never finishing for a second time, and eventually Lou City would get the winner at 90+5 on Sean Tosh's header.
If you're Colorado Springs approaching the second half, don't change what's been working for you. Keep switching the point of attack and getting the ball out to Fjellberg, isolated 1v1, and let him continue to have his magical moments that he's been having in the first half.
Knights have given up 1 or fewer goals in 8 of the last 9 matches. That is the challenge tonight for the Switchbacks on a home pitch, in which during a 6-match winning streak have outscored opponents 12-3. Speedy Williams.
Despite getting that go-ahead goal, Las Vegas Lights just haven't been able to be very purposeful in their possession. As we mentioned, they've had the upper hand in terms of the possession of the ball, but just not been able to create too much meaningful when they've had it.
Here comes Colorado Springs now. Plenty of white jerseys forward. Herman pokes it. Damas clips. Zandy chips. Santos skies.
Some cute build-up play there from Colorado Springs. Just the final decision here from Santos just wasn't the right choice. Minimum in this situation, he needs to hit the target or just drill it across goal and give the attackers, Herman, Damas, Zandy, the opportunity to make runs into the box and tap this in. He goes high and wide from this angle. Not a good choice there from Santos, but some good build-up play there from Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs looking to end a 2-match losing streak.
That's the killer instinct. That's the killer instinct that James Chainsaw is talking about when they get into the final third and they create those opportunities. That's lacking.
The attacking players for Las Vegas have been awfully quiet. Valentin Noel and Corey Bennett have combined for 13 goals this year and 5 assists. And they have seen the ball the 2 fewest number of touches on the team so far at this point in the match, 50 minutes in. Noel sprints, Lacroix shuts that moment down.
And when I say lacking, it's not for a lack of effort. It's just that some players just have that gift where all they need is half a yard of space in the final third and you know what's going to happen. With the chances and opportunities that Colorado Springs have been creating, that's just the one little element that's missing, and that's why goal scorers are so sought after. That's why they're paid so much money. That's why they have so much value, because just having that capability of just to be quiet and pop up with a goal out of nowhere, having that instinct of just being in the right place at the right time, or the ability to create something out of nothing, it's invaluable. Goals win games, and of course you need players who have that ability to be able to do that for you.
Sean Smart sprawls that ball out, and it is a McDivitt corner kick. McDivitt Law Firm, we are in your corner. See Ederman led North Carolina in goals last season, his lone year with the Tar Heels. 23-year-old from France boomerangs this ball around. Bennett gets a touch to send it out, and it will be another corner kick, this time from the opposite sideline, and it will be the 4th corner. And this one is brought to you by Pikes Peak National Bank. Bank well, be well, cheer loud.
Great delivery on that corner there from Herman. Bend on it, it's whipping, dipping. Just nobody able to there attack it and get something on the ball.
In swinging Bender to the back post. Real bends it down. Herman swings the leg. And yet again, Las Vegas denies another chance with the defender.
I think it was Howell there with a brilliant block. We spoke about his ability to drive forward in possession of the ball earlier in this game, but defensively coming up in a huge moment there.
Real tugging, and it is a foul. Tune into ESPN2 for a USL Summer of Soccer showdown as last season's top 2 sides from the East and West face off in an interconference clash with perennial powerhouse Sacramento Republic hosting Pittsburgh Riverhounds. That's Saturday, August 3rd, 11 p.m. Eastern is kickoff. Yellow card shown to Matt Real. Yellow cards brought to you by Diversus Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. So both cards in this match have gone to the Switchbacks.
Of course, Las Vegas Lights are missing Edison Escona tonight, who's with the Dominican Republic national team.
Both sides missing key features, but Fjellberg gallops to space. Jonas Fjellberg shoots again. It glides underneath the legs of Arozarena, but he got enough on it to stymie.
I think on this occasion, the ball just gets a little bit too far ahead of Fjellberg. Again, making those running behind comfortable on his right or his left foot. But he strikes it straight out of Arozarena. Even though it looks like Arozarena doesn't quite have full, complete control of that ball, just does enough to keep it out of the net again. But again, it's that man Fjellberg making things happen in the attacking third for Colorado Strings.
Arozarena might have gotten some benefit from that left post there as well.
Fjellberg definitely posing some problem questions for head coach James Chambers when he does have Foster back available. You also have McGee. Who's going to be his best attacking lineup when all these players are healthy?
Malik Foster tonight, picking up a knock earlier in the week. While Tyreek McGee has only played 105 minutes this season, so just as they get him back available for selection tonight, Foster has to sit tonight's matchup out.
And Hanyo also started last week's game. Some good attacking options that James Chambers had. It's always a good problem when coaches or managers have those kind of decisions to make.
There's a noticeable anticipation whenever Fjellberg has the possession. The Norwegian. There's the ball taken off of his feet. Now he goes to the ground. That is the last thing you want to see if you're a Switchbacks fan. Injury stoppage brought to you by Common Spirit Health here.
Fjellberg there just asking for help. He's holding up the ball, delaying, trying to get support around him, and nobody gets to him quicker. Berates his team a little bit, asking him to get closer to support to him, and he's 100% right. He needs an underlapping runner, an overlapping runner, a midfielder centrally, demanding the ball to switch the point of attack, some support. 100% right in what he's demanding from his teammates in that situation.
So 2 changes coming here for Las Vegas. And it's going to be both of the Montreal loanees coming on. Grayson Duty, a 22-year-old, number 10 overall pick in the most recent MLS Super Draft coming in. And Ousmane Jabang, the 23-year-old, a former 3rd-round pick, coming in as well. Coleman Gannon and Dre Fortune both come off the field. So we get a look at the 2 newest members of Las Vegas. Duty had not played this season for Montreal, had been on the bench 7 times, while Ousmane Jabang has 4 appearances in the MLS the last 2 years. And meanwhile, as you mentioned, Yosuke Hanya comes into the match for Colorado Springs. So Fjellberg has to come out of the match, so we see how that might impact the match. Herman was waiting. And it trickles out of play after Nigro got a piece.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to change. You can already see it looks like Jabang has gone into the center of the park alongside Ngando. And it looks like Duty's gone into the right position and pushed Smart a little bit higher in front of him. So some tactical changes already from Las Vegas Lights as we go into this last half an hour.
Here's a turn from Zandy. Cross comes in from Santos. Hanya was the intended target. Hanya trying to win possession, and he's going to be called for a foul immediately when coming on. And it's not just going to be a foul, it's going to be a yellow card within a minute of coming onto the field.
Hanya giving a greeting to Smart. Nothing overly malicious in that challenge. I think maybe Hanya's hand might have been a little bit high, but I don't think there was anything intentional or malicious in the way he was challenging for the ball.
Nevertheless, he joins Real on the field with yellow cards. Sean Smart needing some attention from the training staff. Las Vegas have only given up 8 goals in the second half this season.
And you can understand why James Chambers has been disappointed with some of the losses or the ties that Colorado Springs have had. 18 shots and this against 4 shots, and the game is still tied at 1-1. That
'60th minute of play, tied at 1 between Colorado Springs and Las Vegas. Sean Smart's goal started us off tonight as Las Vegas took a 1-0 lead in the 26th minute. And then 4 minutes later, Colorado Springs became the first team to score against Las Vegas since June 22nd. Fjellberg scored his first in a Switchbacks kit. One apiece is where we sit right now. Michael Wadrang, Chris Nurse, and our team for the final 30 minutes of this match.
And we were speaking just briefly there for the technical difficulties about James Chambers' frustrations, well, the team's frustrations collectively. In this game, they've had 18 shots compared to just 4 for Las Vegas. And of course, the scores are tied at 1-1. 8 of those shots coming from inside of the box. Now, if you end up tying this game after almost quadrupling the amount of shots that your opponents have had, of course you're going to be frustrated and disappointed that you don't get the win, let alone a tie. Strong challenge there.
Grayson Duty gets booked here.
Definitely a late tackle there from Duty. Not sure that's a moment that you high-five about, but sees himself go into the book.
This caution sponsored by Diversus Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe.
I'm sure a moment where you give away a free kick and get a yellow card is the moment for a high five.
How will this matchup end? Each team scored in the final 10 minutes of the first meeting this year in a 3-3 draw. It's the most goals that the Switchbacks have allowed in any match this season. Real winds this ball up. Zandy lets it go. Herman brings it in. And he draws a foul. And it's an attacking set piece coming up here for Colorado Springs. So it'll be a free kick scoring opportunity brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Visit underline.com/COS for more. Herman ready to go with this one. Herman into the 18. Nigro gets the initial piece and a Rosarena catches. Las Vegas entering the night having won 3 straight for the 2nd time this year and the 3rd time in club history, matching the team record. They won 3 in a row. June 11th through 24th of 2022 and then March through April of this year. Here's Bennett.
Great run in behind there from Bennett, just stretching the Colorado Springs defense.
Speedy Williams coming away from the pack as he whistles this ball down the park. Hanya leaves it behind. Herman wants it in the middle. Instead it's Zandy. Speedy Williams leaves it for Real.
Hanya did well to get onto that ball in behind, but it just took a little bit long to get support up to him, so they ended up playing backwards now, find themselves back in their, almost back in their defensive third, because they were not able to get support up the field higher to him quick enough to sustain the pressure.
Lacroix moves around smart. Real with his eyes up. Switches the field.
First looks of Jabang there in the center of the park.
3 years of age, played collegiately at Mercer. Nigro retreats. There are your numbers in this match. It's been 20 minutes since Las Vegas last attempted a shot. They haven't had one in the second half.
And 13 of those 18 shots for Colorado Switchbacks have been inside of the 18-yard box.
They still set at just 1 goal. Haven't scored multiple in their last 6. Cross comes in. Not wasting any chances there. Duty swings it away.
Good defensive header there from Duty. Does well to time it. Height, distance, heads it away from danger.
Haven't been many of these chances for Las Vegas tonight. They have very much been defending. And you have to admire the turnaround that this Las Vegas team has undergone. Nearly an entirely new roster entering this season. On May 4th, they sat at 9th in the league table. Since that point, they've picked up 18 points. They've jumped into 5th in the West. Zandy fouls Jabang.
And based upon how this game has gone, if Las Vegas Lights were to leave her with 3 points, that would be a phenomenal result. If they're able to leave her with a point, it's also positive given the way that this game has flowed. And, you know, we spoke about them only losing 1 game in their past 11. It's a good trait of a team that even when you're maybe not dominating games, which is going to be realistic, you're not going to dominate every game that you play. There's going to be games when you have to find a way to get a result, irrespective of the other team maybe playing better.
Real into the box. Damas! They're waving it off. The flag is up for offside. Boy, that was brilliant from Damas inside of the box and wiped that goal away.
It's a great glancing header here from Damas. I'm not sure if it's all head or a little bit of shoulder, but he finds a way to get into the back of the net, but we'll get a better chance to see here from the replay. Herman with a great ball in behind. Real with the whipped cross. I'm not sure what the referee's called here. I think maybe Damas maybe slightly ahead as that cross is delivered.
The defender was on his backside, of course, the Switchback fans.
I think as the ball's delivered, Damas is slightly ahead of Howell. As the ball arrives, of course, Howell is then goal side, but I think as the ball is building up, Damas was the wrong side of the defender.
The last time that Colorado Springs scored multiple goals, it was against Las Vegas on June 18th.
Well, they've done it again. The goals have been disallowed, unfortunately.
Just wonder how these final 23 minutes will turn out. We spoke with James Chambers in consecutive weeks, and his message has been very similar, that they worked so hard to dig out of the hole that they were in to start off the season when they were winless in their first 6. The expectations have to be higher at this point.
Yeah, you can see Smart is now occupying a much higher position up the field. But this game could still go very much either way. Often if you miss the amount of chances that Colorado Springs have not taken in this game, you often find yourself getting punished and running out losers despite having the better of the opportunities. But also on the other hand, given the number of opportunities they have, it's only a matter of time before they do convert one of these.
This is deja vu, getting this set piece and a second go at this. Ricochets off of the leg on a whistling chance from JC Ngondo.
Yeah, wild strike there from Ngondo. Good area to have possession, but no accuracy or direction on the strike. Blast it high and wide.
It's the first shot attempt for Las Vegas in nearly a half hour. 70th minute of play. We sit at 1 apiece where we were at halftime. Sean Smart started us for Las Vegas in the 26th minute. Jonas Fjellberg equalized in the 30th minute. These two teams facing off for the 10th time. Colorado Springs is unbeaten in the last 5 with 4 wins in that run. With Chris Nurse and our team here. And of course, have you on board, Michael Watrank, with you.
Rosa Renner has had a huge part to play in that run of form for Las Vegas Lights. He's been fantastic again tonight.
Long run here. Smart tries to get the angle. It's shut down by Real.
Brilliant defending there from Real. Great timing of the interception. Clean, all ball, able to keep his team in possession. Brilliant defending.
Jabang pushes that ball down the field, just acquired on loan the other day. And certainly when you play in the MLS and you come to the USL Championship, your minutes are going to go higher. And that is exactly what Jabang and Duty want to have. get more opportunities and runs here with Las Vegas as they make their playoff push. Mahoney carries this one forward.
Great pass from
What a
Mahoney.
great ball low. Herman across. And the flag up.
I'm actually glad the flag went up because I thought that was going to be another wasted opportunity there from Colorado Springs. It's a great look here from Mahoney though. Breaking lines. I think Herman just leaves a little bit early. Great positioning. A couple yards back there, would have been another fantastic opportunity there. Good positioning there for Herman.
You've seen the creativity that this Colorado Springs team possess, and I think when they started the year with 5 straight losses, everybody felt like the talent and the skill was there. It just would take a little bit of time for them to turn that chapter, and they certainly have. And now maybe going through a little bit of a mid-season lull here, having lost back-to-back matches after scoring first in those contests, and now here tonight having a goal wiped away on an offside from Damas, and Franco Arozarena coming up with 5 saves.
The opportunities have been there for Colorado Springs, and Las Vegas Lights are actually allowing them time and space to find dangerous positions in position of the ball. As you can see, Herman there having the time and space to make that run and pick up the ball. Mahoney having the time and space to play that pass in the first place. Las Vegas Lights need to do a little bit of a better job in getting tight and compact and making the spaces a little less easier for Colorado Springs to find those areas.
Sean Smart gets booked for that foul on Yosuke Hanya. Caution sponsored by Diversus Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. And it is a free kick scoring opportunity here for Colorado Springs. Brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS has more info. And Herman will dial this ball up. Will it be a set piece that allows Switchbacks to hit the net tonight? And Herman whips this ball around, and Nigro takes no chances despite no real pressure, and it's a corner kick. Brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm.
It's a great delivery there from Herman. Somebody's got to be in the area. Beautiful ball to the back post. Just, there's no bodies there, nobody making the run.
Lindsay Herman, after 3 years at Palm Beach Atlantic, Division II school, spent a year at Seton Hall, 1 at North Carolina, has been great on these services. And Herman frisbees this ball, again back post, and nobody gets a touch on this one. The only real target was Mahoney as it goes out harmlessly in the end.
And Mahoney was marked 3 players to 1 alone, so the space was elsewhere. If there's 3 players occupying one of your attackers, then the space to deliver probably is not in that area.
Las Vegas have settled in defensively. They're unbeaten in 10 of their last 11.
Howell just a little bit guilty of overrunning that ball in that instance. Something we gave him tons of credit for earlier in the game, his ability to drive forward and join the midfield when in possession. The danger is when he does that, if he loses position like he did in that situation, it leaves a huge hole behind for the opponents to expose. Just requires Smart, well not Smart, it's Doody now that Smart's playing higher, but Doody, Hafferty, Nigro just to get a little bit more compact, closer and tuck in when Howell goes on those windy runs into midfield.
Two matches in the books tonight in the USL Championship. Hartford Athletic and Phoenix Rising 0-0. FC Tulsa, Indy 11 0-0. Is this one heading to a draw as well? Hanya sprints to space. Hanya cuts it across. Had the right idea, just well too much on it.
It's a great look. Gives everybody the eyes. Deception on the pass. Just hit a little bit too hard, but great creativity there from Hanya. Had it been just a little bit more weighted, would have caught the Las Vegas Lights defenders sleeping.
Mahoney takes no chances. Noel rescues for a moment. Damas.
I think it was Zandy there making the run on the blind side of the defenders.
Damas was offside. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Long switch of field here. Bennett, the only true target in that situation, as it splashes down and goes to the seats.
And if James Chambers wasn't going to be content with a point last week away to Louisville, he's definitely not going to be content with a point tonight at home against Las Vegas Lights. And rightfully so. The standards they're setting, they shouldn't be. The chances they created, the opportunities, the final third entries.
Hanya weaves it in. Damas scores! And for the second time tonight, it's waved off by offside.
Last week we gave Damas a rough time because he missed 2 chances. On this week, he's actually scored 2 chances. Unfortunately, the run has just been marginally offside, but again, a great run from outside to in during the build-up. But yes, I do believe he is way in behind the defenders here, rightfully offside, but good pass from Hanya. The vision, he's come in, he has an eye for the pass, he can thread the needle. But just when we thought Colorado Springs had got the go-ahead goal that they've been pushing for, referee brings it back for offside.
Oh, when Ronaldo Damas gets hot, he's scorching. 8 goals this season. Those have come in the last 15.
But he's always threatening, irrespective of whether he's scoring, not scoring, offside, onside. He's always making the runs threatening, find himself in the right areas where the opportunities are going to come. And that's what he just has to keep doing, keep believing in himself. Don't lose confidence, don't lose faith, keep making opportunities, keep making the runs. The tide will turn shortly.
This injury stoppage brought to you by Common Spirit Health. Switchbacks making a change as well. Quincy Etermont is done for the day, and it'll be Jairo Enriquez replacing him, the 30-year-old coming on. Substitution brought to you by the William J. Hibble Sports Medicine and Performance Center. Learn more at hibblecenter.org.
Attacking substitution there, like for like. James Chambers going for the win in these remaining 10-15 minutes. Enriquez, a player who we know is capable of scoring goals.
Hey, you were just mentioning it. It was last week when we spoke to him where James Chambers said that he felt like he was 3 points dropped against Birmingham. Last week, felt like they at the very least should have had a point out of that match. On the overlap, this ball thrown in and sent away. And will the same tale be true here tonight?
And that's the situation that they put themselves in. If they convert the chances, they take control of their own destiny. If they don't convert their chances, exactly this situation, despite all the opportunities they have, one break, one counter-attack, one set piece, they could find themselves leaving with 0 points tonight.
Corner kick brought to you by T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Christian Pinzon, the 25-year-old, swings this ball around. No issues for Colorado Springs. 10 minutes to go in this one. How will the stretch run turn out between Colorado Springs and Las Vegas? This ball takes a ricochet off of Laquan out, and it's another corner for Las Vegas.
And we have to be honest, Las Vegas for 80 minutes haven't been great tonight. Despite taking the go-ahead goal, they've not really shown up and dominated the game or created any chances of being fluid or expansive in any aspect tonight. But they're still very much in this game, and they're not here to entertain the Colorado Springs fans. They're here to be effective and to get points and carry back with them to Vegas. So it's going to be interesting in the last 10 minutes of this game if they're able to go ahead and steal that goal, or if they try to see out and protect this 1 point they have.
Pepsi corner here, that's what I like. And for Switchbacks fans, they like that service from Pinzon that hits the initial defender. Damas comes away. Damas shoots from long range, and Arozarena will have plenty of time to get to this ball. Damas, you could see, had that sense, but maybe with numbers forward, had a chance to run at the back line.
Yeah, I think with the space that he had there, he has to gamble on himself with his speed and his ability to drive with the ball. He's 1v1 there. All he has to do is get it down, go into space, and trust himself when he gets the opportunity to beat the goalkeeper. It was always going to be a wild effort the way that ball was bouncing to score from the halfway line against a Rosarena who's been fantastic tonight.
A little bit of a shove from Lacroix, and there's no foul there. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download it now. Colorado Springs lead 18-5 in shots. They've had 8 shots on target as well in this match. But they have not been able to find anything, and what a difference it has been with Jonas Fjellberg on the bench. They have not had a shot attempt in the last 30 minutes. Fjellberg had that chance.
Yeah, Fjellberg was almost involved in every meaningful opportunity they had in the attacking third in the first half. He was involved in it, started off the second half right also, but picked up a little injury, exited the game, and that's had a big impact on the attack since he's gone off.
Each team will make some changes here, brought to you by the William J. Hibble Center, Sports Medicine and Performance Center. Learn more at hibblecenter.org. The change for Las Vegas, Joe Zhao is in, as well as Emra Clementa. They replace Sean Smart and Christian Pinzon. Tyreek McGee makes his first appearance since April 14th as he enters for Colorado Springs. Foul whistle. It sets up a pretty good free kick opportunity here. Into the 18 this goes, off the initial ricochet. Hanya. Real takes no chances. Hafferty. Duty. A stumble and a foul. Tyreek McGee is the guilty party.
Good phase of possession there for Las Vegas, but they weren't getting anywhere. They were in the same third for the duration of every pass. It was backwards, sideways. They're unable to penetrate this Colorado Springs defensive shape.
A stumble, nearly a tackle. Damas leaves it for Hanya. Now McGee, advantage play. McGee leaves it wide. McGee watches it slide through. Speedy Williams goes to ground, wins the ball cleanly. Here's Damas making the run. Hafferty wins the initial ball, and then Nigro sends it away.
Thought that was going to be Damas's chance there to get himself on the score sheet tonight. Deliver into space right in front of him where he was making the run.
McGee, swarmed by defenders. Picks out Real, bangs it into the 18.
See the impact McGee's having, that tight ball control. Manipulates the ball well.
Player they needed here in this last 30 minutes, as they haven't had a shot since Fjellberg's attempt in the 53rd. Anticipation mounting.
Interesting decision there from the referee. It looks like Jabrang, when he goes to challenge up, he took his time to blow his whistle and bring the card, but Jabrang leaves his feet when he goes for that tackle. You can see he's clearly off both feet, which is forbidden in today's soccer, sorry to say. When I played it, it was probably very normal, but in today's game, if you leave your feet like that, you are going to the showers early for sure. He does get the ball, but a lot of force. Dangerous to say the least.
Jabrang gets booked there. Caution sponsored by Diversus Health, mental health, and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. Slamming on the brakes. Damas the target, unable to beat Hafferty around, just trying to track the ball and his man.
Clock's ticking, and Colorado Springs are getting desperate to get that go-ahead goal, but the more they throw bodies forward, the more exposed they're going to be defensively, and there's going to be an opportunity for Las Vegas on the counter-attack to punish them.
87th minute, tied at 1. Colorado Springs has scored 8 times this year in the final 10 minutes of matches. And Las Vegas haven't scored a goal any later than the 87th minute this year. We're tied at 1 right now in a match that has been dominated on the shot chart by Colorado Springs, 18-5. But those 18 shots all came in the opening 53 minutes. Colorado Springs winners of 6 straight at home. Las Vegas winners of 3 in a row and holders of the longest unbeaten string in the league at 8.
And it does pose a question. Las Vegas have dominated possession. Not dominated, but they've had the slight upper hand in possession for the duration of this game. However, with Colorado Springs not dominating possession, but creating 19 shots, 8 shots on target, 14 shots in the box in comparison to 5, 1, and 4 for the team that has the better possession. You really have to question it's what you do with the possession. It's not how much possession you have that really dictates the game, but more than anything, it's been coming from the final third. For all the possession that Las Vegas Lights have had, they haven't done much. For all the opportunities that Colorado Springs have had, it's still 1-1.
Corner kick for Colorado Springs, presented by Pikes Peak National Bank. Bank well, be well, cheer loud. And will this be a moment where the volume pops off here? Santos takes it. Hanya spins it in. Damas really the only target. 4 black jerseys in front of him.
I think the catch-22 that James Chambers finds him in, I don't think he can be disappointed in his team at all tonight.
This ball left by Mahoney. Hanya sprints, glides it through. Real shuffles it along. It's a good laser, but ends up on the opposite side out. And you really do wonder, with Malik Foster out, what kind of dynamic could he have brought to the match tonight?
Yeah, and I think Colorado Springs they've been maybe at their best tonight in terms of creating chances and how they've played. And I think the question that James Chambers has to answer himself is what happens when your best still isn't enough to get you 3 points. I don't think he can question the players' commitment. I don't think he can question their work rate. It's just a case of their best hasn't been good enough to get them the 3 points in that attacking third. Or in order to keep clean sheets. If they kept the clean sheet tonight, they walk out winners. But the inability to keep a clean sheet and the inability to be clinical in the final third is really what's costing them a lot of points. So I think it's a hard question you have to ask when your best still isn't good enough to win those games. And how do you adapt or navigate that situation?
It's been a frustrating run. They've lost 3 times in the last 5 by 1 goal. Haven't scored multiple goals in a match in any of their last 5. 4 minutes of stoppage time brought to you by the TikTok shop.
I think rightfully they're frustrated if they don't pick up 3 points in this game.
Enriquez plays short. Redirecting this ball. Damas again a target. Instead, he's whistled for a foul despite 2 defenders near him.
I think on the other hand for Las Vegas, it's a great point if they're able to leave here with a point. They've not performed well. It's expected. You're not going to perform every game well. You're away at Colorado where the altitude in itself is a challenge that you have to deal with. The air's a little bit more, is a different when you're up in the mountains like that in Colorado, and they're able to come away with a point. I don't see that as a point. I see that's sometimes a tie away from home can be as important as a win in terms of performance and having the resilience to still get points even on the days when it's not your best day, and then they'll go 12 games. Only lost 1 game in 12 games. It's a good record to continue building. So I think should the score stay like this, it's definitely more of a positive result for Las Vegas than a negative result for Colorado. I think it continues to build on some of the frustrations that they currently have existing.
And to your point, spots 3 through 9 in the Western Conference table, separated by 4 points. Matches like these could be critical swingers in the end of the season, particularly at home.
Yeah, and you're coming up against a Colorado Springs team that have won 6 of their last 6 home games. It's not easy to come here and take points, period. So there's going to be many other teams in and around them that come up to Colorado unable to pick up points up here. So they've done something that not many teams have been able to do too many times this season. Well, potentially, there's still time left to go in this game, of course.
Well, it was right at the end of the match last week where Sean Tosh won it for Lou City in the 5th minute of stoppage time. And it came after a corner kick. Here, it's going to be a set piece for Las Vegas in what will likely be their final really good chance to get the attacking men for. JC Ngondo, native of Cameroon, tees this one up. All the way to the back post, it's an empty run. Noel was loose, and Herrera catches. Now on the counter. An ambitious ball, searching for Damas, ends up harmlessly all the way back at Arozarena.
It's one of those moments where your mouth ends up in your stomach. Set piece is so crucial. Great opportunity again, similar to one that Colorado Springs had towards the end of the first half. Las Vegas could have stole all 3 points there in the final stages of the game. Arozarena draining every second he can off the clock. And that's smart management. He understands the direction or the flow that this game has been. And he understands that a point is not necessarily the worst result they can get.
McGee weaves this in. Damas is offside yet again. He's had 2 goals called off after he'd been offside, and yet another dangerous moment combining with McGee.
But we always talk about you play to the referee's whistle, and again, Arozarena comes up big in this situation, whether it's offside or not. He does what he's supposed to do and makes another crucial save. For me, there's no question of a doubt that for Las Vegas, Arozarena has been their man of the match tonight.
He's ensured that this match stayed put at 1 apiece.
Despite leaving the game at 60 minutes, I still thought that Fjellberg was the man of the match for Colorado Springs. I thought he was exceptional in the time that he was on the pitch tonight.
Without a doubt, the most dangerous player on the field. 4 shots, 2 on target. Likely there will be no time left on this one. Arozarena winds it up. Las Vegas will manage the final few minutes, or final few moments rather.
Sometimes it can be a cruel game. You don't always get what you deserve. When you deserve to win, sometimes you lose. And when you deserve to lose, sometimes you get a tie or you win.
Long ball, Damas chases. Hanya gets there first. Hanya watches this ball out, and it will be another corner kick brought to you by Pikes Peak.
They better throw everybody forward in this situation.
Here comes everybody to the party. Tyreek McGee, ready to line it up, the 24-year-old Jamaican.
Vision, this could be the last kick of the game, literally. Arozarena using his experience just to kill any momentum.
He sits down as well to end this momentum, but to allow Colorado Springs to set up whatever they might have in their back pocket from the training ground.
Oh, I've been waiting to say this. Is this a Pepsi corner kick?
It is not.
Oh, I was going to say I can't wait to see him fizz it into the box. I've been waiting for 5 minutes for there to be a corner kick to say it.
It's on the exact opposite side of the field. Christian Herrera at 6 feet 7 inches tall has wandered all the way forward, perhaps to try to be a hero tonight.
I did say they want to send anything more forward, but not to jeopardize the point that they had, the point that they essentially had with the last kick of the game. And therefore I'll be sending the goalkeeper out. If it was a cup competition, yes, you're either in or you're out.
Tyreek McGee has played 105 minutes this season, and he will get another go at it after that corner. Blown dead as our official, Ricardo Fierro, was not ready yet.
If you're Las Vegas and you get possession of this ball at any phase, you just send your fastest player on his rockets. With Herrera being in the box.
Well, we were only supposed to have 4 minutes of stoppage time. These last couple minutes, hanging on to this cliffhanger of a finish. 1-1 between Colorado Springs and Las Vegas. McGee boomerangs this ball into the box, and it doesn't reach the first man. And there is your full-time whistle. It's 1 point apiece tonight between Colorado Springs and Las Vegas. Your thoughts?
Well, Las Vegas Lights definitely a point game for Colorado Springs. There's 2 points dropped for sure. They very impressive from an offensive standpoint in this game. Inability to be clinical in the final third and keep clean sheets is really what's cost them. Phil Berg was phenomenal in the 55, 60 minutes he was on the pitch. Rightfully man of the match. Challenges, can he consistently pull out those performances for 90 minutes, week after week, game after game? But he's a very exciting player for this group, and expect to see a lot more of him going forward.
Jonas Fjellberg, our Groom Transportation man of the match. Groom Transportation providing stress-free airport shuttle service between Denver and Colorado Springs. The final tally here this evening is 1 apiece in terms of goals and points for the night, as these two sides, again, for the second time this season, play to a draw here this evening. Full time, 1-1, highlights and stats to wrap up our night when we come back.
Natural gas ensures that when you need to heat things up, you can, but it can also be hazardous. That's why, in the event of a natural gas leak, you need to know the 3 S's. The first one, sound. Listen for the sound of hissing or whistling. Number 2, sight. Look for dead or discolored vegetation in an otherwise green area. And number 3, smell. It's hard to miss. Be on the lookout for a pungent odor like rotten eggs. If you notice any of these signs, leave the area immediately and call 911. For more information, go to csu.org.
The moment you call McDevitt, an action plan is put into place right away to get you the help you need.
Each case and each client is different, with different needs and solutions. Your attorney and team immediately investigates every aspect of your crash and injuries.
We track down all the paperwork and deal directly with the insurance company for you.
We keep you in the loop every step of the way, fighting to get you max money for your injuries.
And you never pay us a dime until we get money for you.
McDivitt.
Colorado Springs Utilities serves electric, gas, water, and wastewater. If you combine all 4 services, you're paying around 11% less than anybody else on the Front Range. Water is the only one of our 4 services where you pay more. Since we have no river systems of our own, more than 70% of our water comes from Colorado's West Slope. Colorado Springs Utilities has delivered all 4 of these services safely, reliably, and at the best value to you for the last 100 years, and we will continue to do that long into the future.
Jonas Fjellberg opens his account with Colorado Springs, getting the equalizer tonight as Colorado Springs and Las Vegas split a point this evening. Michael Watcher and Chris Nurse and our team wrapping things up here tonight. Full-time highlights brought to you by Phil Long here this evening. And in the 26th minute, it's a good run from Sean Smart off of a throw to open our scoring.
Yeah, it does well to stay with the play here. A couple of deflections, opens into space. Herrera really gives him an early Christmas gift. Takes the lead, 1-0.
Smart gets the opener in the 26th minute, and Las Vegas scores the opener in this one. Smart's second goal of the game. And that would be one of the 6 shots for Las Vegas tonight. This would be one of the 20 for Colorado Springs. Jonas Fjellberg's first of the season.
Zandy here with the assist out to Fjordberg. He's been dangerous on his right foot earlier. This time he cuts it back onto his left foot. Accuracy, passes it into the side netting, beats Rosarena, which was a difficult task tonight based on his performance.
That was our critical moment of the match, brought to you by Common Spirit Health. What about this sequence? At the end of the first half, Las Vegas scrambles to deny.
Again, starts with Fjordberg and Zandy connecting that left-hand side, but some brilliant defending turned out to be in the end there from Niagara with the block. Kept his team in the game.
That was an onslaught of chances for Colorado Springs in the first half. They settled for just 6 shots in the second half, but they end up nearly tripling Las Vegas tonight, and a little bit disappointing if you're Colorado Springs as their winless run moves to 3.
Yeah, 19 shots, 14 of those shots being inside the box, 8 on target. James Chambers is rightfully frustrated, just picking up 1 point tonight and not all 3.
Colorado Springs unbeaten in their last 8 at home here with a 1-1 draw tonight, while Las Vegas runs its club record string to 9 straight without a loss. But in the end, it's a goal apiece tonight for Colorado Springs and Las Vegas. For my partner Chris Nurse and our entire crew tonight, I'm Michael Watrang saying so long from Colorado Springs. Thanks so much for watching this matchup of the USL Championship. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.